Hello. I think I maybe just broke my chair from running back too fast. Fucking. Oh well. If I die, that is the reason. My bad, man. Well, we got a lot of shit to get through. Some will be faster than others. Gotta do some Cobb Vanth. I finally get to do some Stranger counters. Although, depending on, I might bank the Saw fight if I think it's likely we'll run into DVDE. We'll see if the Saw fight wins, which seems a bit unlikely. But we finally get to do the damn thing. Alright, what are we looking at? I think I'm fine. I jumped back into it and it made a loud pop. So what the fuck do I know? Alright. We finally have a stranger to fight. It is Luminara 2, so this will be the worst case scenario I was prepping for. We do Cobb first, or do we do Stranger? High defense. That will be tough for Cobb to cut through, right? Obviously, gotta go light side. That is not bulk. Are we just on this one? Oh yeah, I did finally roll a real one. So I guess we are. Anything I'm not thinking about here? It's Quiggled plus Vane. No SM33 means less damage output. I don't know if there's anything else I'm thinking about. I assume we should distract Brutus first. Alright. We will do the Datacron talk after the GAC round. Did we do this just for the accuracy? Maybe? Taunts are deputized. I maybe want to taunt. I don't think it matters actually because they lack so much damage. I think we're fine to do this. Not him. Stun attempt should still probably just be you. He's already about to ult. I don't think we throw it. Ult in 3, 2, 1. My Cobb is not going to play the video game today. Can this be evaded? Yeah, no. I think it's still about to. Yeah. We're waiting on the third noon, I guess. All right, old charge is low. There's the first revive. It's fine. We get more executes. Wait, does the execute? I thought that each person got one execute, so you don't, do you? Oh, this is way more timid than I thought it was. He's already about to revive everyone. I don't think this works. He is already back at ult. I mean, it's possible. You know, I didn't give them crazy high offense targets that it's possible if I had just set that higher, maybe more true damage would have carried me through this. But I mean, the core issue appears to be just the mechanism. He's getting too much ult charge. Maybe we can just back up. We'll see what's in backwall and give BB2 the most interesting fight available. Alright. At last. I never really decided on who to go fifth here. Like, it kind of doesn't matter. Who would or should it be? She's very squishy, is kind of the problem. I don't know. Maybe she might not be bad. Alright, our turn order should be Luthen goes first, then the decoy, then Kyle, then Saw. Because we needed Saw to not go right before Kyle. If everything goes as planned, maybe this might work. There are some major questions, shall we say. This is all theoretical. Why is slow Kyle Katarn still going this fast? I'm just fucked. I deliberately slow clocked him. What the fuck, do I just let it rip? If I let it rip, it's just over, I think. Did he get Terminator off the decoy? I did the math wrong somewhere, clearly. But by this much is... Well, fuck. I don't think it matters at this point. Okay, so this would have worked if I got the order that I wanted. That sucks. I was on to something, but this order is off. Because we almost killed them with Starkiller being active. What? Where did I go wrong? Well, anyway, that's why I had an R10 Kyle. The plan was Luthen decoy, assassinate Starkiller, and then Kyle one-shot all the squishies. Am I still on? Luthen turbos? Fuck. No, I don't think this is right. Basically, are we going to try this week 3 or not? That's what I'm trying to figure out. That Kyle AoE absolutely would have killed. Wait, it just isn't set to the right subtemp point. Oh, it's because I was stupid and flicked it back when I applied the R10. God damn it. Alright, I will maybe try to pursue this a week 3. It's canceled for this week because this boy can't fucking hold his speed to save his life. Is it? Okay, wait. Do I need to position him before Luthen, though? Does the summon get made at encounter start or when Luthen gets processed? Like, can I put Kyle before Luthen to get less turn meter? There's like a 20 speed Omi active for comparison, but... Well, you're just cheating. Why are you faster? He sandbagged as well. He should just be plus 60 and then speed up on top. Because lead after you... Or, before unique. Or after... No, after. Why is shit so weird? How come I can't touch a door either? Is that GAC only? I don't know what's going on, man. Something about clocking this team is very, very weird. Again, training mode would be lovely. Unfortunate. So do we try Bad Batch here? There is one other slight issue, which is Wrecker is still slow-ish. I did what I wrote down, which is speed him up by 50, because that was the Honda note, but I didn't really consider the speed against Stranger thing. We could try it anyway. To be sure. Let's just slam this shit. He didn't die immediately. That's gotta mean something, right? So, hitting Smoke Bomb will very clearly stop us off. We need him to not die before he gets executed. Thank you, Visas. The protection disruption is actually helping us a crazy amount here with the bonus turns. I did not consider that. That's actually pretty crazy. So Luminaris sucks against Bad Batch is a possible conclusion here. All right, I guess we got so many more bonus turns off of that. Anything else to try on the Stranger? I don't think so. That would be full banners. I wonder if you could skip Omega. Like, you just keep going. Like, Visas... Even Visas Dictator was, like, cataclysmically bad for them. And my record's built for protection. Like, dude, this is a bad matchup for Starkiller. What the hell? I don't know. I don't know. That's kind of fucked. What? Where's his turn? What the hell? Where's BH resolve? Oh wait, that's from. We have to do the actual thing store it. All right, so it should still be pretty cooked. I need to just review that fight from last week and see what actually went wrong there. I don't know why I won first but didn't go second. Like, I sped my forelum up and somehow he's... Like, my forelum should be, like, fastest or second fastest and he's still not taking a turn. I mean, we don't have to do Django Mirror, it just lines up pretty cleanly with the rest of the board. Apparently this is just a shit show. I slowed my Django down, sped forelum up. All I did was crit the Mandalorian once. Or twice. And somehow they overflowed on top of that. There's some mechanism here I still just do not remember, yeah, just don't remember. Weird. Like, we have Zam, they don't. That should already be a huge advantage on the overflow. There is so much weird shit that happened in this match that I don't have a grasp of why. Like, why did their Zuckus not get a bonus turn? They only got 3. I only got 3? Is Zuckus just somehow not get turn meter? I need to take a look at why Django's, like, overflowing everybody else, sure, but, like... Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe I should have done... Forlom Masses just to get more Asajj Assist or some shit. Like, yeah. DI 50% offense. So why is my Django, who I deliberately downclocked, going first? Their Django is 323, mine is like 240. I don't know. I give up on trying to understand that shit right now, I guess. This isn't the AmpBag version, but I did tidy their mods up, so let's make sure this shit looks and feels fine. Still don't have that ideal Quran, but we could try a non-defense version, maybe? I just need to take that one out. I use days so we're not getting counterattacks. Bonus turn? I don't know how well this is gonna line up. That dodge sucks. Oh wait, no, he's fucked. I was thinking we maybe needed to worry about a stealth dispel. It's still just you. The only guy having trouble surviving right now. Final lap. Is it a good thing to be doing that? He's getting a lot of ult charge. Huh. I didn't really lower my damage output at all. Oh, it was a DR cron. The plus 100% health. That must be what was felt. Ooh. Hello. Only thing really missing is, like, possibly hell sets or flat hell secondaries, but, like... I mean, broadly. I should be correct. Again, apparently I was too lazy on clocking my bounty hunters and Luthen, so, fingers crossed that doesn't extend here. Do I have ISB on offense? I do not. I have not made any changes yet. My efforts with this game have been elsewhere. DTP already gives us offense up, right? So it's like a little bit redundant, but... Do we go this route to try to go over the top, or do we go like DS team to try to go double turn? I don't know. Let's see. This is like the most professional Ezra that we've run into. Did I miss something? Did he have foresight? Okay. I mean, he has blind. He did not have Mirage, so we were able to remove Terminator. That is fortunate, but makes this a little bit unrealistic. Goofy. Goofy. Like, do I need to be checking if my spirit has accuracy on? Or is it always just like a small percent? I mean, he's what? Did I somehow just grab the wrong loadout? What the fuck is happening? I have not touched my spirit. I bumped up the crit chance stat. What is happening? The Bad Batch 2 clocking is correct. What the fuck happened to my loadout? I mean, I don't know, man. I don't. It's gonna be a weird week. I feel like I'm now just waiting to get jump scared by random shit. It's hard to play hot utils. I mean, whatever happened wouldn't be a hot util's fault itself. Maybe I just started editing the wrong loadout. But I don't know. Like, this can't have been TW. Shit's too correct for it to be TW. Did I use a new algorithm? I might have. I probably just made a mistake. He looks pretty correct. For now, I'm just gonna assume that I made a mistake somehow. It might have just been a rush job. Entirely possible. The funny thing is, I got it done early. I rushed rushing it. Alright. Well, that is tragic. Anything interesting? Feels weird to be faster. Ow. Why did I just go again? I mean, they're gonna be going on the decoy in a second here, but what if as a prank, as a joke? He's about to ult. I think we wait. There he is. Alright, that was a bit dumb. I just want to see what would happen. There's the revive. How come that didn't pop foresight? I don't remember. Take that, Bulwark. This is gonna feed ult charge. I should have done the dispel to get the Bulwark off. That was a bit of a mistake. The work's getting done, but it's just his ults. Doesn't he just like get profit from whenever a Jedi hits someone with favorable terms? We must become more dangerous. Must go faster. This kills, right? Yeah. Should have done that last time. Beat his ass. Qui-Gon doing 111k, Padawan Obi-Wan doing 14k. Yep. The Master and the Apprentice, to be sure. What else do I have of interest? Let's do Afra. I mean, it's less interesting to the masses who've been doing this shit. It's more of interest to me because this is still new to me. It's new content, okay? It's new content if you just never do it. They call that content baking. You're down here. Any specific requests that we could have? Crit damage mixed, that's kill us. Defense mixed, that's not kill us. Health mixed, that's kill us. Can't imagine this is correct. I mean, B2 riposte doesn't really matter. Sure. You're a pleasant mix of everything involved. Hang on. Oh, I've been using the DSTM version. No, we save you. Sure. Same sentiment as before. Please die. The no look fade away. How are you not dead? Now perish, please. I think I'm still fucked. Does my B2 just lack potency? Problem is increasing their cooldowns just makes them ult sooner. Well, I'm the side playing Afra, so I can only assume she's about to get eaten. Tragic skill issue. I don't know, man. I mean, I could make BT1 deadlier. It's possible that droids being too tanky is actually slowing down my kill time. Like, if we have people dying and reviving, surely they... A, would die easier, B, we would get a lot more siphon. Why did BT1 not assist? Shock so he can't gain Terminator. Good, good, good. We should check his mods. I mean, I know his mods. He's still trending more towards the angle of if I'm posting him on defense. So because Afra's dead, it doesn't call assist, I guess. I don't know. Not sure what's the thing about that one. Like, I sped Afra up a hell of a lot. Or... Oh, you're saying check the mods because... Fuck, I forgot. I mean, she's 352. Could be slightly faster, sure, but I don't think that really determined this fight. Like, still got the crit chance. Like, the only possible way that this is a sin is if I'm supposed to be on offense primaries, and just if he dies, revive him. Because we get benefits for him dying. I mean, this looks kind of goofy, but, like, it's 000. Who gives a shit? So, Darth Vader, too squishy, just gets rocked. Maybe a Darth Vader who's just tried... You attempt to build a tank. Like, I wanted to do Darth Vader because we're racing Jabba ult, and Darth Vader is a hell of a lot better at racing. It didn't seem like, B2 was landing buff immunity terribly often. Opposite BT1. I mean, if you go crit damage, that does just do more. Which, again, maybe that's better. Maybe we want him to die. I mean, it was Detracron that, like, you know, BT1 already struggles to crit as is, like 75 crit avoid. Probably put me around, like, 20% chance to crit. It didn't feel like my Afra got a second drain off until, like, Jabba was already about to ult. And that seemed weird. The crit avoid would deny the speed up on IG90. It's an interesting thought. It's possible. That could be an angle. Is there anything going on here? Hey, what's up, Vex? We're kind of at the tail end of a test stream. A couple of tests were invalid. Babash 2 beat Stranger Lumicron, like, shockingly easy. Lumicron and Babash just hard fucks Lumicron, I guess, is, like, the best I can take away from that. I wanted to test Saw against Stranger, but so there's some mystery going on with my mods that, like, Spirit randomly went back to not having accuracy arrow despite them being, like, untouched. Kyle was faster than he was supposed to be. It did look like the shit that I had in mind for it was going to work, but the whole point was supposed to be assassinate Starkiller and then a huge Kyle Katarn AoE. Kyle went first, so I just let the AoE rip. Most of the squish units lived with like 30% health, no protection, so if Starkiller was dead, I could, you know, maybe hope that without the 100% health and protection, Kyle would have just killed the size and then the idea would have worked, but that is something I will not get to find out this week, I guess. Anything else? Tried Cobb Vanth against Pirate King Hondo. Didn't really work that well. Did Queen of Madala against Pirate King Hondo. That went pretty okay. Took a while to get there, but like Grandmaster had almost died on the opener. What else? Tried Afra against Dedricron. That went pretty poorly. I'm still pretty new to Afra, so unclear on how much of that was player skill issue. My Afra got ulted first. That is about it. Just trying some shit. How was your stream? I mean, we would like Balin to be on raid duty. I feel like the freeze up Queen. Balin versus Saul was a thing back in the day. I mean, who the hell do we even shoot first? Like, the tenacity works, we get the preload, but very quickly we're inevitably gonna have to Hey, the decoy, which means shit is going to suck. A lot. I keep on thinking it's Cassian lead. Wait. Wait, is that the captive? No, it's just the captive getting hit. It's not captive getting Terminator. It's everyone else getting Terminator. We can't really do anything to stop that. Do we even care who gets, I feel like we're just about to get blown to hell either way. Maybe we captive you just to try to stay alive. But Hondo might end up retreating off of that. Yep. Just kill me. I mean, if we use the smoke, we're kind of just cooked either way. Ironically, the opposite of last that I wonder if it's ever just supposed to be potency Luthen, but even then you'd just be gambling. I did not remod Malicos at all. I don't think it's worth running that shit. With the remod, maybe, but even unlikely. Anything we care to test before we move on? I wonder. How do we play this? GMI would have been pretty appreciated here, huh? So the slight angle we have here is that Calripost will just fuck up the decoy in one lesson a pop. Past that is gonna get real bumpy. But maybe? How are they... Huh? So clearly I'm forgetting something. A, why is Clea going before Saw? Unless it's a slow Saw. How are they outspeeding a JML? They get plus 60. My JML should be 570 speed. There's a lot of weird shit going on in this meta that I am not really able to explain. Oh, I guess it's not over. I mean, it's pretty over. But I did forget you were here still. How do we start to dig our way out? We're too weak to do pot shots with the decoy yet. The self-damage from Salty triggered the TM gain. Does it work that way? It didn't work that way in 3v3 though. I don't know. I don't know if I picked just a very fucking weird time to put my attention elsewhere. This is the biggest season for me where I'm like, shit is happening, I just do not know why. $394, no Luthen, so we're 60 slower than we should be. Or no, we are like what, 2040? Solid is plus 60. It's a 3D clay to boot. So it looks like was that shit just happening in every? I don't think it was though. Like, it looks like it is happening now. Yeah, I'm trying to think like what the hell was going on the 3v3 meta then. What was I using against it? All right. Well, that increases my interest in it a fuck ton if it actually just auto builds at a preload. Wild. Well, they haven't dispelled those yet. So how often does that interaction fire off then? It's just on every cast turn, right? Or SR turn? But it's not written. At the end of Saw's turn, all allies above 50% health lose 50% health and gain 2 stacks of heal over time for 1 turn. It's not written as take damage. They're just supposed to lose the stat, right? It's the same thing as Echo. Or at least it's supposed to be. Like, how is Grievous? I feel like this had to have changed on a patch. This shit was not happening in 3v3, I do not think. Yeah, Grievous says at the start of Grievous' turn, all of the droid allies take damage equal to 8% of his max health. That I would expect to count as damaging the decoy. I don't know. I mean, what the hell would even be comfortable fighting that then? I can slap in a couple more fights, but then I think we just move on to DC. Kind of tested with all the teams I wanted to test with. I mean, we can try you, but if it works, I'm backing out. I want to see the instant replay. All right. I don't know. It seems like it's not happening. Fucking weird. Why would it not happen that way in 3v3? Or was everyone just on Cassian? But I'm pretty sure I was posting. I was definitely using Saw Clay Luthen. Alright, this team is just Thanos, apparently. Cool. This man will never see the light of day, but I guess it's not happening either way. Okay. I'm good. Team is a lot stronger than I thought it was. I assess the team as if words beat things. Actually, there's a couple more we could try. The generators is getting marked. Ooh, it is a day. Mechanics are happening. Voted most likely to possibly do something. A bit unfun. What was I thinking of last time? There was some reason I wanted to run a certain comp. Like, sure, Thrawn gives you the most TM gain. My DV just sucks for now. It's like he's been popping up in interest lately, but it's just not in a state to really be worth considering yet. Return to us. I don't really give a shit about you. Yeah, alright. That is crazy. So if solidly does damage, does it actually enable anything? Like, does that ever create a chance for, like, Bigs to activate? Or Bigs, I think, only works on enemy damage. It maybe slightly ramps K2, but that's kind of a nothing burger. So Sully does damage. Does it also proc Clay and Sentitium? Something just rings weird. There's no way it was doing damage all through this last Super season. Alright. I think I've done pretty much everything I want to do. Is there any... I was only looking at that team. Yeah, not really. Alright. Rollcrons are back. Are they going to be as toxic this time as they have always been? Did we get to see... Does the level 3 determine the level 6 as well? I guess I gotta just buy one and find out, huh? Fuck off. We're not doing this. Okay, so tank goes to support, attacker, and healer. And then the 9 pool is cut in half as well. Okay. Doesn't appear to be light side or dark side, just set pools. So hopefully rerolling, I mean, they could still juice the odds, I guess, but like rerolling should hopefully be fairly easy. Knock on wood. Alright. Healer versus tank 3. Boys, you need to fucking... Alright, I did a wrap up quick. Alright. Healer 3. Healer allies target another ally with ability during their turn. 5% defense, health, protection, and offense stack until the end of battle. I've always felt that this is shit. It's just way too slow. Like, matches only go for 5 minutes. Most characters, like, even if a character could do this every turn, that every time they took a turn, I still think on average this would be pretty bad. Are there FTCs on .gg? Fair question. Nope. Yeah, not really a big fan of this effect. Pretty much can't think of a single time that it was ever meta. It's just way too slow. Even if it was 10%, I think I would still feel it was way too slow. Each time, or the first time each healer ally falls below 50% health, they gain damage for 1 turn and health steal up. Niche could be annoying in the right spot. Healer allies start the battle with damage rate for 2 turns, dispellable, but I mean, it seems more likely than the reactive immunity. The healer pool is very small, keep in mind. Like, also, doesn't Oppo lead with a dispel? Like, here's the pool we're talking about. This hits on what? Like, Barris, sure. Jolie, maybe sometimes. Kicks, maybe sometimes. I don't know. Maybe you would rather go the reactive DI for, like, Grogu against BK or LV with BKM? No, I just started. We're on to level 3s. I don't know, like, as long as it's dispellable, I think it's limited in its reach. Like, if you're trying to just grief some aggressive early TM team or something, try to buy some time, maybe. I don't know. Like, let's see what else is here. Healer allies set the turn with at least 2 Deep Effect you dispel, 65% chance to dispel. Maybe that's like could be annoying for Barris against some squads, but nobody's doing stuff like QA against Ray anymore. People are doing really random shit. Whenever heal arrows recover protection, they gain 2% protection max, stack 50 or 150 till the end of battle. 75 procs to get to full, but like... Okay, something that's weird to think about here is you don't necessarily have to think of characters who regen. I guess this is actually more so... Like, if you ran Cal and Barris together, he regens 5% of both, right? I still suspect that that's not really worth it. But that is maybe interesting to consider. Like, that... No, this would be pretty decent for BCAM versus LV, actually, wouldn't it? Yeah, no. This would be a pretty decent help. I mean, we gotta see what else is out there. But, like, this would help IG-12. I mean, we saw it today. IG-12 was, like, the only guy who was consistently approaching near death. It's a very slow burn, but it is possible. Start battle, tank allies gain retribution for 3 turns, which can't be dispelled. There was some character who was in... I think we've seen this before, and there was some character who was interested in this, but I can't tell you who. Like, vaguely pause, maybe Balin in some context to try to get a little bit of extra turn meter. Wrecker, it's kind of queued on. Like, Wrecker can actually become a pretty effective damage dealer. Kicks, Leia, kind of whatever, sure. Ahsoka already basically counterattacks, is kind of pointless. Malga's kind of pointless. Morgan kind of pointless. Fatil, I mean, it gets you slightly... You don't have to rely on having battle med. Her counters hurt like hell, of course. If it was tank assist, this would be a different conversation. But tank retribution is a little bit narrow in scope. I feel like there is one exploit case that I'm not remembering off the top, but I'm trying to move things along decently fast. Tank ally deals damage to an enemy and no other enemy is ability blocked. Deal ability block. Certainly decent. Tank allies critically hits. Get 100% crit avoidance. Immediately pretty huge fan of that. At the end of each turn, tank allies recover helmet protection equal to 50% of the amount enemies recovered. Tank heal steal. For my sensibilities, I definitely kind of look more towards the 100% crit avoidance department. Like, a Wrecker with 100% CA is going to be Thanos. Like, it's very hard to pass up. Also, let's keep in mind, Stat pool. Crit damage, offense, crit chance, protection, health, potency, tenacity. So no defense, no armor pen. A general mix otherwise, I guess. I think it's got to be the CA, right? What was the last one? Whenever debuff on an enemy expires, tank allies gain 2% potency and tenacity, stacking till the end of battle. Yeah. I think it's CA. CA is so far a very clear winner. Like, super niche, maybe helps as a catch-all for, like, IG-12 dying during LV ult once. Let's see. Tank support, right? Healer attacker. Let's see, does healer get a competitive attacker to make it more appealing? Attacker double damage when they're perfectionists. Okay. What you see is what you get. Pretty straightforward. Attacker 10% amp bag. Pirates immediately come to mind. They do boatloads of bullets. And we saw how annoying it was before. That could very easily continue. I was talking about how Wrecker is going to be Thanos. That could very easily make that change. Very, very easily could make that change. Start of each attacker ally's turn, if they have not taken damage since their last turn, they gain crit chance up and offense up for 1 turn. Kind of just a worse version of this. Whatever attacker allies critically hit me during their turn, they gain 10% offense stack for 2 turns, until an effect like this ever uncaps. This would only ever make sense if you had a character like, what, I don't know, Snips. It's just like super slow, assists every turn. Maybe even then, and even still, like, you would probably just reach for this the majority of the time. Start of their turn, D to O. I'm still not a very big fan of this. I know a lot of people have been in the past. I would kind of trend more towards, like, probably perfectionists. Losing, like, look, how many times, like, ferocity, we've been through it with Darth Revan. Like, if you're on a team that just gains crazy defense, then you could afford the chip out, maybe. I don't know. Sensibility-wise, I'd lean more towards this. I'm sure this will have use cases. If this crown is even worth getting. Tank plus support. Support. Whenever a support ally defeats an enemy, they take a bonus turn. The number of people who do that will be limited. Extremely funny with Qui-Gon. Start a battle. Protection to health plus grit. Does Qui-Gon convert offense from his protection off a grit? I don't know if it would. If it does, that is incredibly funny. That will require some confirmation. This man is about to do like 1,000,000 damage of basic almost. Kind of nice to only lose defense on the attackers. I feel like increasingly in a lot of teams, the attackers are the ones. I mean, look at that Bausch fight. Right? Look at the Pirate King Hondo fight. The attackers were dying first. Attackers are very much on the hook for their own. I am modding the majority of my attackers for defense right now. The last thing I want is to owe their D. Support allies stun enemy, they gain speed up and offense up and expose. And their turn, recover 50% protection if they inflicted at least 5 debuffs. I'm gonna say back pocket, back of your head. I mean, it's kind of the same flavor as what we saw in Leia, right? It's not the first time we've seen this, but I don't know. You get the right unit who kind of needs to be a priority target, who can kind of dish this shit out passively and frequently, and that could be annoying. Whenever support allies recover health, they recover protection equal to the amount of health recovered. This is just a better version of the healer one. It can only happen once per turn, which is a little bit unfortunate, but like, so I'll use the example I gave before. If you run Calberis, except if you run Calberis instead of 2%, it's fucking 20%. I don't know, like, I feel like there's decent potential here. I feel like tank plus support is way more up my alley. Like, the grit won't always be good. It really kind of depends on the matchup. This sounds pretty sleeper. Could also very easily help banner count. Qui-Gon can use this. What other supports can even use this? Forlum, I'm sure. Yes. So he's a support, but his decoy is an attacker, so he doesn't really count. Maybe could hit sometimes, like if you hit the... Is it 180k or 300k or 300k cap? She can kill people if you build her for damage. Yes, absolutely, clearly. Can kill sometimes. Can kill sometimes. But for, like, majority of teams that are fighting him are pretty much designed to try to stop him from killing. It's what? It's like DCT. That's kind of it. Pyro King Hondo, maybe. Like, Pyro King had a basic kill shit sometimes. Jabba ult, you get a bonus. Rex Duke, you get a bonus. It's slim. Qui-Gon, Forlum are definitely the biggest winners here. That's alright. Alright. Cobb Vanth. He is getting a Kron. The start of battle, if all allies are Constable, Jawa, or Tuscan, getting the following effects. Constable support allies are inflicted with the marked until all other allies are taking a turn. That will help. It wouldn't really have helped today. First time Cobb Vanth uses high noons against each enemy, they gain the ally tag. That's cute. I mean, it might extend his reach, to be sure. I did a outlaw test today first, but I'm gonna be honest, I am more interested in like trying to find ways to make him work more broadly outside of the outlaw tag. I guess this lets him paint in the lines a bit. Whenever Cobb uses high noons against enemy outlaw, reduce the cooldown of high noons by 3, so he basically should already always have it, right? Maybe against non-outlaw teams, like, I think they're trying to tee up this because, like, you lower your cooldown for each outlaw taking a turn, if I remember right. If it's 8 cooldown, 5 people take a turn, this bridges the last 3, but also it'll help you kind of get there a little bit faster as you're fighting non-outlaw teams. Yeah, I mean, seems worthwhile. Again, wouldn't really have helped the fight today. We would maybe look for like extra damage or extra budgets to be able to go for damage. If it was just like permamark on Constable support, like, yeah, you could slow down Nebit or something. Nisa, attacks at a turn, 200% stacking. If there were no GLs at the start of battle, she gains an additional 50%. Is that new? They ignore protection and they deal an additional instant citrus damage. And we've seen the 2% stack clause. This looks new. I mean, that sounds incredibly severe. But this is still just contingent on, can you get the Ewok train rolling? Also worth noting, so she stacks faster, but it looks like the cap is still the same. She'll get there in 8 attacks. Instead of 20. I mean, there's power there, but the power is capped by Ewok's baseline capabilities. And the ability for Ewoks to even just go first and do stuff these days is pretty limited. Like, we don't have any light side 3 or anything going on here. If you show me a video of someone beating something, I'll be like, yeah, alright, that makes sense. But game plan wise, not really what I'm looking for. Batchacron returns. Tragically, I don't think this can really matter. I mean, see, the problem is, because hitting the Cassian or the Saw plus Cassian FTC decoy, if the offense gain was locked to Terminator gain, then this would be interesting, but they could still possibly just beat your ass. I mean, you would kind of just be banking on Crosshair to kill the decoy, but also Cassian FTC is only around for 1 more 33, right? I don't know. Does it stop bonus turns or just Terminator? This could help the matchup against Starkiller slightly, although we did just establish that you don't need Basher to beat Starkiller. Be curious to see how that plays with that Luminara, at least. That is an open question. I don't know. Hard to say. Never really used it the last time. Not really a priority. Jar Jar, whenever he inflicts a debuff, he gains 10% turn meter. Is this the one that ran when Gungans came out? Wasn't this like, there were like 3 really good 9s. I think one of them was Boss Nass. I don't remember if this was number 2 or number 3. I remember really liking this, but the meta didn't really settle on it. Whenever Gungan ally says to Jar Jar, they shock the target me for 1 turn if they inflict with plasma residue, otherwise inflict a stack of frustration. Start of each other Gungan allies' turn, they inflict accuracy down and evasion down on the healthiest enemy. Allies are Gungan at the start of battle. Whenever Jar Jar evades an attack, a random enemy's cooldowns are increased by 1. A random Gungan allies' cooldowns are decreased by 1. Yeah, I think this is a strong Kron. I think Gungans will probably end up going back on defense with this shit. It will be a not necessarily consistent to a sense, but it just increases the chances of you getting high rolled pretty annoyingly. Like, BKM, I don't think will be very high. Like, BKM, yeah, put BKM in front of random cooldown increase is like nightmare fuel for her. Like, you're on the hook for whenever IG-12 calls a counterattack and Jar Jar evades it. Should be high impacts. Chief Nebbit hooks into Cobb. At the start of battle, all Jowl allies gain 30% bonus protection whenever enemies inflicted with thermal debt. Nebbit gains 25% defense, and Jowl allies go over 25% health protection. Okay, this is really good. This would have been so much better if this hooked onto Cobb. If this hooked onto Cobb, then Cobb could go Glass Cannon. I mean, this solves that problem, to be sure. You would probably default this. I mean, you're in it for the... Like, this helps, kind of, but it goes away. If you're already fighting an outlaw, this does nothing. So this is temporary, this does nothing. This level 9 would purely, if you're just fighting an outlaw squad, like Parake Hondo, this would be the only one that matters. Like, maybe that's good enough, if you're just high nooning every turn and you just try to build him fast, but again, like, he is on the hook for his survivability. I don't know. Nebbit rings a hell of a lot better to me, but I'm still worried about Cobb himself. This would at least let the Jawas speed up a hell of a lot, right? Not for nothing, but not earth-shattering. Tarful 9, yet another Wookiee 9. They have all... Well, Zalbar, if we're talking for the Wookiee squad, they have all been a miss so far. Zalbar is good under other squads. If there are no GLs, Wookiee allies gain 1 stack of Bulwark for 1 turn each time they attack on a turn, are critically hit, evade, or lose taunts. Who introduced Bulwark? It was Scorch, right? Lose 1 stack of Bulwark when receiving damage? Man, like... Isn't this kind of ass? So Tarful uses special 1. You get 1 stack of Bulwark. You do the combo. You get attacked on a turn 5 times. But you get it for getting critically hit, and it goes away when you're critically hit. If it just stacked every time that it happened, this would be nuts. But this is... I don't see it. If it worked the way I want them when I fought Leia, I would get like 10 stacks of Bulwark and we'd be chilling. But it's just going to go away per hit. This does nothing. This is do nothing to video game. Ugnaught. I was wondering when this was going to happen. See, they did it last time for Coruscant Underworld Police for April Fools, and now they're doing it for Ugnaught. After the April Fools edition. Start a battle if Hondo and Ezra are allies and there are no other allies, gain the following effects. At the start of each turn, if Hondo has more stacks of ransom than Ugnaught, Ugnaught and Ezra gain 2 stacks of ransom. What does ransom actually do? $2% max health and tenacity? I mean, it's okay. And all odds get 25% defense and offense stacking for the rest of the battle. Okay, that is better. And it goes to Hondo himself. These increase persist through defeats. Sure. Whenever Ezra Bridger assists, he gains dramatic entrance for 1 turn. The strongest ally who doesn't already have it gains frenzy until the start of the next turn, and the weakest ally who doesn't already have it gains tactical genius. I think that's the trench buff. It's like crit damage and potency, right? Is this from Pard, I guess? Where is this from? I don't think it's on Thrawn. Oh, tips. Oh, well, no, technically from Akbar Lead. Not Akbar Lead, just his second special, right? Okay. Been a while. Whenever Ugnaught... Okay, so Frenzy, Terminator to the 1 person, and then Terminator Plus isn't a special reset. Oh no, that was with Lando. Akbar Lando. First ally with this buff to use a special heals and gains 100% Terminator. Okay. Okay, so 1 person gets activated by somebody else using a special, 1 person activates for themselves. Fair enough. Whenever Ugnaught uses his basic Dispel all debuffs on all allies, and all allies assist a total of 6 times. What does that mean? 6 assists per ally, 3 assists per ally, or random number totaling up to 6 per ally? Whenever Ugnaught uses a I mean, so basically what they're teeing up. So Hondo does expose, Ezra does dramatic entrance. So if we assume that it's 6 assists per person, that's 120% health. 240% if they both assist 6 times plus base damage. Sure. Whenever Ugnaught uses a special ability to dispel all enemy buffs and fracture the target enemy until the start of Ugnaught's next turn or until he's defeated. Start of battle, all allies gain 40% bonus protection and backup plan for the rest of battle. Whenever an ally takes damage, all others recover 30% health. Not protection. Start of battle, if Ugnaught is on offense, allies gain 50% evasion. If Ugnaught is on offense? So you're telling me there's a chance? The presence of on offense text implies the possibility of on defense text. Please God. Start of battle, if Ugnaught is on offense, allies gain 50% evasion until the end of battle. If there are no GLs, they gain additional 50% evasion. Okay. I mean, if you take it on offense, you can pick and choose a matchup where you know that the evasion will be fine. This is a 3v3 set, but this does not require a 3v3. You could 3v5 with this. I mean, imagine you'll build this like a Bruiser CLS. You'll just let the percent health damage do the heavy lifting for you, and you just kind of build for survivability. If you even need it, but what the hell are you going to build for? Speed, I guess. I mean, I imagine this is largely just going to be Ugnaught uses his basic the video game. That doesn't have to be on Ugnaught's turn either, so Ezra calling Ugnaught to assist will do the dang thing. Although, so if Ezra calls Ugnaught to assist, I don't know if that would count for dramatic entrance. Because it's still technically his turn. Hopefully. Maybe. Yeah. I mean, pretty clear winner of the set so far. We got Shaman, Pablo, and Talia left. I assume that's clear winner of the set. Not really that many important 9s yet. I mean, Binks for sure. Vanth or Nebbit. Ugnaught, that's like 3 to farm. First time associating ally inflicts a debuff each turn. They gain 5 stacks of heal over time, and the target is inflicted with 2 stacks of damage over time. They're more interested in protection. Do the top bar. First time an ally loses any stacks of momentum each turn, they gain 1 stack of momentum. Wait, that's... No, it's not... It's not you lose 10, you get 10. It's you lose 10, you get 1. That's... we'll see where this is going. 2 stacks of heal over time for 2 turns. Trigger all ally stacks of heal over time, and trigger all enemy stacks of damage over time. Okay, that's more real. Could work. Like, if we think of, like, the most recent Tuscan matchup, which is, like, Tuscans versus Cody, this would kind of be a good thing and a bad thing. Because this... If you're not doing a lethal dose of dots, which I think we usually were, but not always, like, if you're dealing with Captain Rex and you, like, apply 20 dots, and then those dots all trigger, that would, like, trigger Captain Rex unique, and they would just get tankier. And that's actually a little bit spooky. I would assume this is worth getting. I'd be concerned that this doesn't really solve their -3 banners issue at all. Also, we need to keep in mind who's in which pool. Paplu taunts for 2 turns, which can't be dispelled if there are no GL at the start of battle. Allies ignore taunt when Paplu is taunting. Paplu uses a special, allies gain 50% defense and offense, stacking max 300 and recover 25%. Or Paplu uses galvanize, increase equivalence of all Eloc allies by 2. They should have combined this with Lisa or something. It would have helped. I would say this... I'm gonna ramp some Paplu uses a special though. I don't know, man. Like, things are so aggressive right now. I don't think the Ewok shit will, unless it's just like a very passive punching bag team. I don't imagine most Ewok shit will be playable until at least all the current Datacrons expire, and it would take like 2 pretty weak new Datacrons to kind of let it be the guy. I don't know. You would just have to be able to find a matchup where you can get either get in before they do. Like her attacking in a turn is easier to do than 6 Paplu specials. But yeah, things are just so aggressive right now. Dahlia, whenever Night Sister allies use a special ability on an enemy with any stacks of plague, all other Night Sister allies assist. A random enemy is inflicted with 1 stack of plague, which can't be resisted, and the equivalent of water or life is reduced by 1. Mother Talisman is the ally and the leader side of the start of battle. At the start of each Night Sister ally's turn, all plagued enemies are marked. Cute, but we're kind of in a post-Night Sister era. Like, they've written enough anti-Marin clauses at this point. I don't know. I still kind of have eyes for trying Talisman in some respects, because I do think there are some teams that leave the door open just enough that maybe a Marin Infinite loop could take hold. Problem is, I'm just broke as fuck and so terribly behind on projects to work on that getting Marin back to R10 is just not a remotely viable consideration at the moment. I tried her against DVDE. She got obliterated for being too squishy both times. Just, it is going to be what it is for now until time passes, things calm down a bit. Tried to sneak in way too many projects, and I knew I was cutting it close, but then pulling the trigger on Cobb Vanth was just like, okay, that's... I will not be hitting the air battle in time. That is a certainty. Yeah, I don't know. The ongoing struggle for Cobb Vanth, I think, is going to be the fact that he is so similar to Admiral Radis, where it's like, man, I really kind of need this character doing damage, but I have, like, you are just gambling on the AI's targeting, and if they happen to focus him down, like, any amount of mod budget that you don't put into the absolute best survivability you can have is just gambling on how much the AI is going to hit you or not hit you. You could run full damage output and then mow and be absolutely fine, and you could run full tank and get hard focused and still not be fine. I don't know. All in all, oh, what goes where? So tank support hits Ugnaught, hits Jar Jar, hits Mebit. Man, I really would have preferred to have like Shaman you would like to see over here. Batcher. Batcher's if Batcher's under attacker plus healer, I'm sorry, man. The answer was already probably no, but that's like, yeah. How did GAC go? Had a big test session. They clean cleared my board, and I wanted to test a few fights. Some interesting results, some really annoying janky shit. Like, a couple of my characters are just not modded the way that I wanted. I'm still not really clear on why. I'll just have to check the loadout later. Like, Spirito Accuracy Arrow, Kyle Katarm was not sandbagged in speed. I guess the annoying thing, too, is because my saw is slowed down for this shit, I can't even necessarily bandwagon all that well. Oh well. It is what it is. Do we take Luminar off? I mean, Probably not. People's records will on average be a lot worse than mine. Let them try, and then we'll see what happens from there. What are my thoughts on the Basilic run? It's exactly what it looked like. Basilic run was clearly a lot better than Satil. Yeah. Does what it says on the tin. Does exactly what I'm asking it for. It gives you a pre-taunt. And there are some matchups where having the pre-taunt shut off assist and Terminator is nuts. Does the Bulwark hook into Wookiee offense? I mean, it would if you were able to get any amount at all, but the fact that the fact that you lose it every time you take damage kind of kills the entire premise of the 9. It's just not good for Wookiees. Literally, this is a better Wookiee Datacron than Darful 9. This will give me way the hell more defense, because this you have to also keep in mind. Bulwark is post-match, this is pre-match. Like, this will be better. This shit will be better. Probably even this shit might even math out to be better. That's like maybe, I don't know if that's too far, but like, you're not going to get above like 1 or 2 Bulwark. For how this is written, it's a shame. If we were able to get around like 6 to 8 Bulwark, then maybe. But yeah, it's kind of just do nothing the video game. They lose 1 stack of it per damage. You lose 1 stack every time you take damage, you gain 1 every time you get crit. So it doesn't stack. There is no stack. You would have to be dodging, or what was the last one? Evade or lose taunt. Lose taunt implies that you are also getting hit, but let's say in good faith, okay, maybe you crit and lose taunt at once, so you would get +2. The way that I use Wookiees, that's just not happening. The possible use case, if this actually stacked Bulwark that I would have in mind, it wouldn't work. Alright, attack at a turn? I already said that to begin with. You're not hearing what I'm saying. Okay, match starts. Tarful does first special. We get 1 stack of Bulwark. Chubio takes a turn. First special. Back to Tarful. Tarful does second special. They get Retribution, or whatever the red counterattack one is. Chubio goes. Does his AoE. They counterattack you 5 times. If I was getting 6 stacks of Bulwark off of that, that might be decent. Wait, I'm not even getting to 2 stacks, am I? Am I? No, it just leaves me at 1 stack, assuming that everybody crits. And if I don't get crit, then I'm definitely at 0. This shit's just not good. I'm sorry. If Bulwark did not go away every... Like, if it was a locked Bulwark, or, like, didn't have a self-removal clause, then we would be having a conversation. I would be saying, okay, I know... I would have a game plan, and I would have a first week... Next week, we'd be talking about, okay, here's the Wookiee combo that I'm going to try. It having a built-in self-removal, this is literally do nothing. Best case scenario, you're maybe getting 300% post-match offense. On average, you're probably looking at like 150% very occasionally. This is just, yeah. And the fact that there's, it's Tarful, it's not Zalbar, so it's not like Ray Zalbar could use this anyway. It's just, I don't know, man. Yeah, I'm sorry. Well, for whatever reason, CG keeps on being very kind of timid on what they give the Wookiees. I would actually argue that this is kind of the weakest of all of them. The one thing I'm maybe undervaluing is like maybe in some matchup, because Zalbar Omicron gives him the constant retribution, maybe you can just stack out a turn. But the moment that you do that, you've walked into the issue of why I don't really run Wookiees anymore anyway, which is the longer a match goes, you have to worry about stuns, you have to worry about cooldown increases, you have to worry about hard crowd control, soft crowd control, turn meter juggle, like everything. The thing that I was hoping that this would solve is I was hoping, because the Wookiees do have an aggressive combo they can possibly do. And this, if Bulwark didn't go away, this would play into that. But it goes away. This is asking your Zalbar to stand there and keep getting hit and keep counterattacking and try to stack up Bulwark that way. And that's the best it's going to get. And I'm not going to say there's not going to be any matchups where that can happen, but I think Zalbar's Omicron use cases are better than trying to make this work. Yeah. Would it work here? Hell no. 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 Would it work here? Nope. 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 Right. Siege's approach to Wookiees is like 3 or 4 years too late. Wookiees just need more reassurances that, like, you will get you are immune to cooldown increase, immune to ability block, get 2% turn meter or something, but just constantly can't have turn meter removed. If they do that, then I can make spirit bombs happen. But they're what's a good compare? Who has ever been like this? They built a bomb of insane power, but they just can't cash out. Like, they are too passive. There's like been allegories in other games, but I don't know if historically Galaxy of Heroes has had anything like this. Like, the power is there, they just don't cash out aggressively. You know, maybe if you're just like laser precise with it. Or like, okay, after their first 5 turns, I'll get to do it, and if I give him X speed, then I can try to cash out there, and maybe that's enough damage. That's really the thing that I keep running into with Wookiees, is they just take like an insane amount of laser precision, and most fights are just slightly too messy. And the Wookiees just aren't built for mess. And every time that they've printed a Wookiee Cron, all I've been looking for is give me something to help, like, course correct or ignore all the mess. Yeah, I mean, they hinted that Wookiee Jedis might be coming. Like, they definitely, absolutely could have a future. They're very close to viability right now. They just need some slight reassurances. Like, we've done cool shit with them, but I would not call it consistent. It is funny to see people run into my fight on Insight where Wookiee's undersized land. They're just like, what the fuck? The war on Insight Warriors will continue. We'll just have to find better avenues to do it. Bad Batch is winning. Bad Batch will be happy. Queen? What are you? So the decoy can't get buffs, but can the decoy get a crit avoid? Also, does that even matter? I don't know. That might not matter that much. Most things fighting Queen, or that I use Queen to fight, will not care too much. I gotta say, I've been stewing on Leia since last night. Leia's gonna be fucking sick. Leia is incredible content. We will be talking about her as we get closer to her launch. For now, I just gotta... I thought I had a pretty clear idea of what was going to be the best combo to open her, and the more I've been thinking about it, it's like, nah, this is going to be a slow cook, I think. I just need to simmer on it. I do think the final product will probably include GMY, unless Queen Amidala absolutely... The GMY just gives you so goddamn much. It is ridiculous. Man. Leia feels like the first actual proper good lifter. Like, Dark Ray was the first good, just like powerful lifter that actually succeeded at the job description. But Leia is just like overwhelming success. Still feels like you're playing the core team, but also feels like a really smart natural evolution. She came out today. Her damage numbers look potentially very high, although defense is a pretty meaningful interaction with her specifically. Obviously, lessons won't care about defense, but she's gonna be sick. I cannot wait. Very, very eager to play with her. You can bet your ass we will be doing training, assuming training mode is out this era, and that it's not coming in December. Please, God, do not be in December. The moment she unlocks, because I think we could do the majority of practice with her in training room. Yeah, the moment she unlocks in Conquest, that'll be very sick. I cannot wait. Just playing this character in my head, she just lets you do so much cool shit. There's so many ways to play her, so many ways you can stack and weave effects. Like, okay, on this one, I'm gonna go for like an early double armor shred into massive Leoduke. So we're going crazy Terminator ult charge gain, going for the JML ult's bonus turn into like Cal Riposte flourish for the finish. It's dope. It is. I have so many thoughts on this shit. She's sick. She very like just for the sheer amount of dopamine provided, she might end up being my favorite character in the game. She is very much birds of a feather with like Bad Batch 2 and Cassian and GL Ahsoka in the combo variety. Extremely sick. Cannot wait. All right. Not as many quality tests as I was hoping. Fucking fuck you, Kyle Katarn. It might be my fault, but I blame you. I mean, he did a good hit. I can't be upset. He did a real good hit. Maybe we will extend that to try to go elsewhere. As time passes, I mean, I might just have to give it in. Just let the FTC be the FTC until it expires. The war for Luthen, I'm kind of just trying to see Saw at his absolute best and Cassian at their absolute best and see where his soul might lie. We'll see. There is so much testing and theory work to be done lately. It is actually kind of mind-boggling, but it's fun. The Captain Rex angle might have to go away. It might just be, look. You can have your cake, you can even eat it too. You cannot then give a portion of your cake to Bray. It might just be. Maybe there's a point where you can go too far. Fair enough, I guess. Yep. Lots of stuff in the near future to look forward to. I also, like, I'm looking forward to Rada. I'm looking forward to blocking Rada. I'm kind of just, like, a waiting holding pattern for the next month. Plus, maybe a month from now, the Erodiums will have fallen enough that we can consider climbing. Okay, the only fucking problem now, I was dead serious about we're going back to top 8 until this shit happened, and now the other thing I'm wondering is, like, sure, okay, I'll time the climb for when they disappear, but then I'll just end up here when they appear, and then it's just fucked regardless. Like, I don't know. Rod attacking should be easy enough. So I agree with you, but I also pretty firmly believe that it's a matchup by matchup basis. I think the solution for Rada in one matchup is actually a lot different than another matchup. So that's where I think the fun is like figuring out which button to push or like which place to like overinvest. Sometimes you're just going to be stacking bulk to counteract his low DPS. Sometimes you're going to be... I want to say one of the matchup had a tenacity angle, but I need to go back and look at the shit I was saying on the event server and, like, retrace my steps. I need to write this shit down before I forget again. Pokron was a good Wookiee Kron. Maybe. Well, Wookiees should be getting hit with directly stacking from assist, foresight evade. I'm only assessing Wookiees insofar as Zalbar is trying to stack a Spirit Bomb. Anything past that, again, like keep in mind, 400% defense pre-match is a whole lot better than slowly stacking 150% defense post-match. Never say never, but my expectations are very, very low right now. People talked up the last couple of Wookiee crowns, and I thought that they were not great as well. Again, everything about Wookiee is placement sensitivity. Like, if you tell me, hey, I found a matchup, things line up well, we're able to stack up Bulwark, they aren't able to take it away that much. Yeah. But, like, finding that matchup that isn't also, like... Yeah, just... I mean, we went through the list of all available teams, right? No teams found. Let me look at my defense. Would it work there? Nope, 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 nope. Okay. Nope, 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 nope. All nopes. It just is what it is. Alright. I've had my fill. Solid tests. I was confident in Starkiller. Well, I felt pretty decently confident that Starkiller could beat Stranger. I expected it to be a ballroom blitz. I expected it to be bloody for both sides. That was kind of anticlimactic, but we'll have to... We need a proper fight without Luminarachron, but I guess if that opportunity even shows up, which I don't think we're going to be seeing for a while, so I'll cross that bridge when it gets there. Yeah, I think we call it there. Well, thanks for hanging out. Good shit. A lot of good stuff to come. Looking forward to it. Anything else I need to add? Everything is like a month away. I've nothing to add yet. To be continued. I'll see you Friday. Later.